Hi, Christie. Thank you. We just wanted to, first of all, if you could introduce yourself, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about placement. So would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, okay. My name's Christie Robinson and I'm Associate Head of School for Practice Learning for School of Health Professions.
Lovely, thank you. And what resources would you recommend that School of Health Professions students access before they think about going out on a practice placement module?
Okay, so firstly, practice placement modules are obviously integral to all of our School of Health Profession courses and are often the bit students are most excited about, but often feel most apprehensive about. So in terms of preparation, we really encourage students to prepare for placement, and there'll be lots of work once you start with your programme teams and personal tutor to support you. But if you want to get a little bit ahead of the game and think about how you can prepare before you start, then I would suggest thinking about some of your professional body pages on the internet. So for example, if you're going to come and study physiotherapy, that might be the Chartered Society of Physiotherapy, or occupational therapy might be kind of, for example, Royal College of Occupational Therapy. Obviously other professions have got other kind of professional bodies that you could look at relevant to where you're coming, and have a look on their pages, their specific placement pages, and there will often be stories from other students who've been on placement, stories from educators who've been supporting students on placement, and that will start to give you a flavour of what to expect from placement. The other thing you might want to think about doing is having a look at the HCPC pages, because you're going to become, at the end of your programme, a HCPC registered healthcare professional. And so the standards that we expect from our registered professionals are the same as the standards that you will be expected to meet as a student. So becoming familiar with what is expected in terms of professionalism, behaviours, confidentiality, those kind of things, having just a little look and knowing what's expected of you might again help you to prepare for what might be required on placement. The other thing you could start to do is just in your own time is just start to think about how you can make yourself ready for placement. So thinking about what might be some of the opportunities and challenges for you. So for example, do you need to think about how you will travel to placement? Because remember, placements could be across the whole of the southwest area. You know, what travel options have you got? Are you going to need to organise childcare? Are you going to need to sort out your work shifts? Start to think about financially how you might support yourself if you have to book accommodation when you're away. So start to get those, just have those thought processes about what you might do there. And then also start to think about kind of the knowledge and skills that you already have, and we know you already have, which is why you've been offered a place on one of our programmes, and how you might apply those to the practice area. So, you know, do you have experience of communicating with other people? Have you been a healthcare assistant, for example? Have you worked with adults or children? And how will that help you on placement? So I think that's probably some of the key things I would suggest, Rosie.
Lovely, thank you. Yes, and I was just thinking for our social work students, there's Social Work England, and for our optometry students, is it the General Optical Council as well that might have?
Yeah. And there's also, I think, the Royal College of Paramedicine for our paramedic students, and is it the British Dietetic Association for our dietetic students. So there are certainly pages there for each profession. You might just have to have a little look and find them, but that in itself is good preparation, trying to navigate the internet to find relevant information for your programme.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Christie. That's really useful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.